Hello everyone, my name is Michaela, Cinematic Stitches here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel all about cross stitch. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you like what I have to show you, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Hello everybody. I have quite a few things to show you today actually. I have finishes, I've got starts, I've got like a butt ton of WIPS. We're gonna go through all of them. I'm gonna start with finishes. How about that? Because those are fun. I have I have two cross stitch finishes. They're like starts and finishes. I can't show you one of them though because it's a commission, but I can show you a really cute one I did this week. And I also have something I sewed up that I'm like super proud of, and it's really cute. So let's start there, shall we? I made some zippered pouches. They're so cute. I love Halloween, so obviously it had to be spooky. Oh my god, aren't they adorable? This one has a gusset. That's pretty cool. And they have different fabric on the inside. So awesome. So I took a class in Vancouver, learned how to stitch these, had an absolute blast stitching them. Now I want to make them for all my friends. I already made a pair of bags. Pouches. I don't know. I mean, it's like a tiny bag. It's a bag. But I made some zippered pouches for a friend of mine. I took a picture. I wish I took a better one, but you can see what those looked like here. Very cute. I am still sort of learning, so hers, you know, there wasn't quite the correct amount of seam allowance, so the zipper was poking out a little more than it should have, but it still works. It was fine. But I think these are so super cute. So I'm super proud of this. And now that I've like tackled these bags and learned how to put in zippers, I think I'm ready to start a cross stitch project bag. So I bought some fabric to do that. I haven't started it yet, but my plan is to follow along with Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch's tutorial because that looks super straightforward. So I bought the materials based on that, and we'll see. I might even start tonight, and perhaps I'll have something to show you in my next video. But that's all the stitching news. Well, no, sorry, that's all the sewing news. Plenty of other stitching news for you guys. That's all the sewing news. As I mentioned, I did have two starts and finishes, one of which I can show you. So this is from LaSelvaDesigns. I think it's LaSelvaDesigns. I'll put it in the description box so you can see. But look, oh my god, he's so cute. So I started this little guy 4 days ago, maybe 5 days ago. One of my friends at work, her birthday's at the end of the month, and she has a dog that looks just like this, and I was like, oh my god, that would just be too cute. So I decided to stitch it up for her. I'm gonna finish it in like just a little 4-inch hoop, and she'll be getting this at the end of the month for her birthday. But look at him, he's so cute. Look at that smiley face. So yeah, it's a French Bulldog, if you can't tell, but he's so cute. So anyway, that's a cross stitch finish. Boom. Feeling good about that. That's it in the realm of finishes. I've got quite a few starts to show you as well, actually. Quite a few? Well, actually, no, make that 2 starts. I've got 2 starts to show you. 2 starts that are just starts and remain WIPS, however you put that. I'm kind of rambling today. I hope you don't mind. But at the top of the month, I started 5 o'clock by Ink Circles. I started that July 1st. I've got just this little baby start on it. I absolutely love this pattern. It's so cool. So we got a little flamingo stir stick, a lemon, there's a lime on the side of what should be a martini glass. I believe this is the salt. I've done the salt. It is looking adorable. Stitchy Rin gave me this pattern, which was so very kind of them. And yeah, I couldn't wait to start it. I've started it now. My goal is to do this for a friend by the end of the year. I don't know if that'll happen. I mean, you know, it's so much fun to stitch. I have so many other plans for the year though, so, you know, it's gonna happen when it happens. But either way, my friend will get this eventually. Look at that. Ah, I'm obsessed. It's gonna be so much fun. I just can't wait to stitch the other motifs. I wanted to get to the orange swizzle, but I didn't get there yet. Or swizzles. There's like a, what do you call that? Like an orange twist or something? You know when they take like orange, like the skin of an orange and sort of like swirl it? Anyway, that's supposed to go here. I wanted to start stitching it, but alas, I did not have time with the days I allowed. But this is where we're at for now. So that was the first new start of the month. I also started the Wizard Inventory Sal from Sewing Starfish. I believe the Stitcher also started this one as well. She started in the middle, so she's already started working on our friend the Wizard. Because I'm incredibly lazy and I don't want to cut my fabric, I'm always terrified I'm going to cut it wrong. I just usually start in the corners of pieces if like my piece of fabric's like too big. I also don't like to waste fabric, like, so technically I could have started this in the center, but you know, I like to save as much fabric as I can. Long story short, we started the Wizard Inventory Sal in the upper leftmost corner. So this is what I've got so far. Started this border. The wizard's going to be kind of in this region, and then there's going to be a bunch of like, I don't know what they are, but there's going to be like little motifs here. And there's all these runes in the center that I finished. This is such a cool fabric. It is Mystic from Picture This Plus. It's a 28 count. Oh boy, is it a tight 28 though. I was like almost regretting stitching on this until I figured out how to count it. But like not that I had trouble counting or I couldn't count. It's just trickier than normal because it's a really dark fabric. It's a really tight weave. And like there's almost no, like you could barely see the holes even if you're holding it up to light. So I just had to look for like, I don't know, I guess where the little, what am I trying to say? Like where the little lumps of each fiber were crossing over, just to figure out like where the proper place to throw my stitches was. So I struggled initially at first, but I think it's going to be fine now. And I mean, look at this. This fabric is so beautiful. I'll just like fully, here it is up top, but isn't it gorgeous? I had to use it. You're supposed to use a dark fabric for this piece. So I thought this was perfect. All the colors are really gonna pop off this blue, which is really nice. And yeah, that's that. That starts and finishes out of the way, folks. Let's move along to my WIPS. I touched a fair few pieces this month. Well, it hasn't been a month, it's been 3 weeks, but these past 3 weeks, I've touched a few things. I put some days into Move Forward in Love by Modern Folk Embroidery. This is done on a 25 count Lugana. I'm pretty sure it's a Lugana. Yeah, I think it's 25 count Lugana. I got this at the sewing shop. It's a lovely piece of fabric, and I am stitching it 1/1. So the stitches are absolutely minuscule. I'm pretty sure I got a progress picture to show you. I will have put that up here somewhere. But what I did most recently was put more of these, like, I think previously I had worked on a bunch of green. Now I've got all these blue lines going here. I added these 2 birds, and I've started this black line here in the center motif. But it is looking so pretty. I think when I initially started this, I was like, I'm gonna work on this until Vancouver Pride, which is for some reason in August. I think I said in my first video it's late August. I don't know what I was smoking. It's not late August. It's like the beginning of August. It's the August long weekend. Our August long weekend, which is, we have a long weekend for BC Day, British Columbia Day. So Vancouver Pride is always over that weekend. I am not going to be finishing this by the first weekend of August. I think that's pretty clear. Even if I worked on this exclusively every day up until then, No, 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 it would not happen. But that is okay, because I'm going to keep chipping away at it. I really, really love working on this piece. I love the tiny stitches, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm having a lot of fun on it. Okie doke. Up next, we have Jesus Wept by Night Spirit Studios. This is just on a 14 count black Aida. I worked on this, I think, just one day in the past 3 weeks. I worked on it on Night Spirit Studio Day, which is something that the Witchy Stitcher has thrown for Sage at Night Spirit Studio every year. This year, I think it's every July 8th, but I might be wrong. Anyway, progress picture here, but I finished the text. So the text is complete outside of, I do believe there's going to be some sort of like a blood drip off of the J here. And I think there might be a little something off the T as well, but the gold in the lettering itself is done. I had wanted to finish this by the end of the month. I do think that, I don't know if by the end of the month is still doable, but probably by the next video. Putting a goal for myself. We'll see if I can achieve it. But it's really not that big of a pattern, and I would like to have it done just so I can have another finish and cut down on my WIPS, because I have a lot of starts planned moving up till the end of the year. So if I can like check some of them off the list, that would be nice. But I am really enjoying working on this pattern. It's super pretty. If you've watched my channel, you've seen me talk about it before, but this is a reference to Hellraiser, which is one of my favorite horror films. And yeah, I think it's looking super cool. I got this from Night Spirit Studios Patreon, which I highly suggest signing up for because she puts out really incredible patterns. Okay, next up, we've got the Birdmen Cometh. I started this with Cam the Stitcher. She is much further along than I am, but that's fine. I'm still working on the sky. Sorry, let me pull it up. I just want to make sure it's folded correctly. I don't think I've done too much on this since last we spoke, but I've definitely added more blue here. I want to start working down, so I think there's some flowers here, and then like the little bird on horseback starts here, and I really want to get to that. I'm definitely going to be working on this in September because I've got, well, I'm going to be working on it in August too, but I mean like more of like a concentrated bout of work on it in September. I'm considering this a sampler. Don't know if it's really a traditional sampler, but I'm calling it a sampler in my head so it can fit under the Sampler September theme. But that's where we are on the Birdmen Cometh. This is by Little Robin Designs. I'm stitching it on 32 count Rouge by Mystic Fabrics, which was the December fabric of the month for 2022. Ooh, that looks nice with my nails. I like that. All right, Birdmen Cometh. What else do I have? Oh, okay. So this month for WIP Go, there were 3 numbers called. I have completed 2 of the 3 WIP Go calls. So normally, like square 13, it could be whatever you want. It could be a free square. It's up to you. I initially had it as a new start, but because I've been starting so many new things, I was like, no, it would be good to like get more progress on something that I really want to see progress on. So I put down There's Always Room from Maximum Cross Stitch, and that got called. So I worked on it for 5 days. I accomplished that, and oh, I just love what I worked on. Look. Okay, so progress picture up here. Really, I just had the border and like this rose started, but trying to get a little pose in here. But as you can see, I've added the second rose. I've got this bird in here. He does not have a beak just yet because I'm stitching with this with the Roxy Floss Coat threads. So I bought this kind of as a kit from Evertote's website. So I got the pattern and the floss all together. I purchased, oh, I always forget what this is called, antique ivory or some type of ivory, I'm pretty sure. I should have notes. I do not, but it's some type of ivory fabric that you can also get on Evertote's website. It's a 36 count, stitching 1/1. I thought that all the threads I needed were contained in that bundle, but that actually wasn't true because there are 2 DMCs on the chart that were obviously not included in the Roxy Flosco pack. So I had one of the DMCs that was needed, but I did not have the second one, which is the bird's beak. I have since got that. I haven't stitched the beak in just yet, but the next time I touch this, he'll be getting that beak, so he doesn't have to live a life of horror with no mouth. Poor bird. But we got a little kitty cat here, we got a little doggy, we got these, I don't know, fruit bowls. And then I added the second color that was supposed to go in on the border here. I added this. And yeah, so I'm feeling really good on the progress on this. I think it's gonna be so beautiful when it's done. I just love it so much. Can't wait till it's done and framed. It's a ways from now, but it's looking absolutely gorgeous, darling. I love it. All right, and finally, I feel like I'm moving fast. I'm moving fast because I really can't stand like noise pollution. Like in just the sound of background fans humming kind of drives me slightly nuts. So I turn off all of mine to do my videos. I'm filming this at like 5 p.m. and the sun is like right there on my walls that are mostly windows. So it's like, sweaty. It's sweaty in here. We'll just say that. But we'll just say it's like it's a healthy glow, you know? I'm simply glowing. But that's why I'm moving with haste currently. Anyway, last but not least, the chopping mall got called. You've seen quite a bit of this if you watched my previous videos. I had the initial goal of like, I wanted this to be done this year because this is my second oldest whip. I love it, but I just kind of want to have it done and up on my wall. I will not have it finished by the end of the year. I greatly underestimated how much work was remaining on the roof and the lower part of the mall because there are like, so there's the lower frame, there's the upper frame, and then there's all these characters that are kind of just like chilling out like on the roof or on the edge of the mall. And I've barely done any of them. I've really just focused on the interior, pardon me. So that's all to say is I worked 5 days on the frame and I feel like I barely made a dent. So I'm like, woo, okay, we are not finishing by December. New goal, finish it by next year. This is going on my WIPGO board again next year. I love, sorry, I'm like not even showing you the project. You'll see it in a second. Quick tangent. I love WIPGO because I feel like it's sort of, like I do very well when I'm focused on something, and I feel like WIPGO is kind of like a fun way to eat your vegetables, as they say, you know? Like, yeah, you've got like a whip sort of gathering dust in a corner, throw it on your WIPGO board, you feel good about getting progress on it, you know, you have all these like fun other new things you want to be working on, but if you can dedicate yourself even to just like a small block of getting through these old whips that maybe they've sort of lost their shine, but they're still nice, in a way, for me, it's a good way to force me to eat my vegetables when it comes to whips. So anyway, without further ado, here is the chopping mall. I will back up so you can see it all. So that's what I have so far. The roof on this, as you can see how much space there is up at the top here, it's big. Like there's like a big like triangular peak here and whatever. But I spent my 5 days on the top left corner of the mall. Let me just fold it down so it's a bit easier to see. So I don't think I have a zoomed in photo. Well, no, I can zoom in myself. So previously, here's the progress picture. You can see that really there wasn't much done. I had these flags, I had the blood, and I had a bit of black here, but I did not have any of this going on. I had the blood here, but none of the black. Basically, I only worked with black these past 5 days on this. I extended the sign out here. I got the S and most of the H in. It's missing one row. So this is gonna say shopping mall across the top. And yeah, this is where we're at. I'm pleased with the progress. It doesn't feel like much, but I do think it is quite a, I mean, yeah, I think that's quite a few stitches in 5 days. For me, anyway. 5 days was like, some of them I was like working for hours on it, and other days I was tired. I put in like one strand of thread. But still, progress is progress, right? Anyway, absolutely loving working on this project, but unless I want to like put so many other projects on hold and like not have the new starts I want to plan, like this is not going to be finished by the end of the year. And I'm okay with that. It would have been nice, but I'm fine that I didn't finish it. I'm fine that I won't finish it by December. But you know what? It's all good. I had a good time. This is going to be called, I think, 2 more times this year. I'm going to have another day where I work 5 more days or another call where I work 5 more days on the frame, and then another call where I finish the final room, which is the bottom room down here, which I believe has Samara from The Ring coming out of the fountain, and then Hannibal Lecter is going to be chilling out in here, just hanging around the food court, you know, looking for snacks. Boom, there we go. My finishes, my new starts, my WIPS, donezo. All right, let's talk about a couple of things I got since the last video. I've technically only received one new thing, and I'll show you something I forgot to show last video. I'll start with that. So, last video I had like a huge haul. If you didn't watch it, you can go back and see all the stuff I decided to purchase myself. So many things. But I forgot to show you my fabric of the month from Mystic Fabrics because it had arrived like a few weeks earlier. So I just sort of forgot I had got it. But I got my May and June fabrics, and they are so beautiful. I love them. I have been using this fabric as it's been coming in. I've used 2. Oh, I never mentioned. Okay, so I've used the Rouge, which was the December one. The December fabric of the month, and 5 o'clock is also on Mystic Fabrics. It's on Tundra, which was the January. No, there was no January fabric of the month. Pardon me. It was the February fabric of the month. Lovely modeling. I just love this fabric. Those are all 32 counts. 32 counts my favorite count to stitch on, but I'm warm into 36. It's pretty nice. But 32 is like, it's like my sweet spot, you know? Okay, so the May fabric of the month for Mystic Fabrics is called Illusion. It is gorgeous. Look! Oh no. It's not really picking up the color super well. I could see like a mermaid being put on this or something. It's like blue and green and kind of purpley. Let me lean all the way back. Yeah, I don't know if that's fully picking up super well. Yeah, it looks okay there. Anyway, take my word for it. It's a beautiful fabric. So that was from May. And then in June, she made a fabric called Smudge, which is kind of like this gray-green, like sage-y kind of color. It's so pretty. This is going to be a nice, I mean, I think just about anything could go on this. It's a lovely fabric. So that is so nice. And outside of fabrics, I also picked up another bag from Jasmine Custom Bags. My previous video you saw I had purchased, it was my first bag that I had purchased from Jasmine Custom Bags. It was the Hellfire Club, which was this one. I showed this last video. I love this bag so much. 5 o'clock lives in here. I got this one as well, which is the smaller bag. And I think, no, I don't think, I know. Cam the Stitcher also got this bag. Bag twins. Look at them. Oh my God. I just had to. They're so cute. All the baby monsters. Like, look at the wolf man. He's so cute. And then the inside fabric is incredible. Nice skulls. I love orange. I've got my wizard project in here because I thought it went kind of, I don't know, the color scheme sort of matched to me. Why not? So cute. I had to get it. And that zip, so sturdy. I love it. Okay, so that's what we got for haul. What are my plans? Great question. I am mostly, I think up until the end of July, I am going to be focused on the Castle Homecoming Sal. So that is from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I have not touched it at all this month. It is, I finished part 1, but like the 3rd part was just released 2 days ago, I think. So I'm 2 parts behind. I need to finish the bridge, the wizard, that was part 2. And then part 3 is a dragon with a knight. And oh my goodness, it's so cute. So I can't wait to get to that. So that's gonna be my focus. I'm going away next weekend to visit my husband's parents on the island. So I don't know how much stitching I'll get done, but that's the project I'm going to be bringing with me. We'll see. It's about an hour ferry, I think. Maybe an hour and a half. I can't remember now, but I might get something done on the road. We'll see. But yes, so my main focus is going to be on Castle Homecoming. I do also want to work more on Jesus Wept, see if I can get a finish, or at least closer to a finish, because there's really, again, it's not a very big piece, right? Like, I feel like I could get through it. And I also want to do my final Whip Go call for July. And that is to FFO 2 pieces. So they are Samhain and Yule. You know what? I'll grab them. One sec, because they're just here. Okay, I'm back. So the call is to FFO, so fully finish an object. FFO 2 pieces I had done from the Witchy Stitcher. They are seasonal pieces, so I want to FFO Yule. You would have seen this, I think I showed this in my second video, which was like a finish parade. So I did Yule, I finished this last December, and Samhain, which I finished, pretty sure I finished this last October. Whoop. Just trying to fold it properly. Samhain. So they're from the same series, from the Witchy Stitcher. They have candles, they have the name of the holiday, and then just like little decorative elements. So cute. So anyway, I think these were the greatest flat folds. I plan on following the Twisted Stitcher Vanna Pfeiffer's tutorial on this one. I have purchased complementary fabrics. I've got some mat board. We're gonna see how it goes. I am going to test out the technique on an older Dimensions finish that I had. I always forget the name of this piece. It's something like Mediterranean flavors? I don't know. But this is what it looks like. It screams Italy to me. So, perfect. I got that. I'm gonna test the finishing technique on this, and because I have less stake. If I mess this one up, I'm gonna be less annoyed about it, whereas if I screw up the other ones, even though those would technically be easy to restitch, like they're pretty small, but still, like, I don't want to ruin them. So we're gonna be testing on this. Then I want to do that. So fingers crossed, next video you should see 3 flat folds from me. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. That is the plan anyway. I've got all the materials to do it, and I hope it turns out okay. So yeah, those are my 2 big plans. Castle Homecoming, the FFOs for this month, little more Jesus Wept. And then when we get to August, I don't know. It's gonna be dependent on like what happens with Whip Go, I think. So that's my plans for cross stitch. And I will also be working on a brand new project coming up this week. I think I mentioned this in my last video, but I signed up for a quilting course. I am so excited to start quilting. So I got my big materials list. I can purchase it all at the store I do the class at, but I think I might go in tomorrow, like a few days early, just to see what fabrics they have, so I'm not feeling rushed in like the 15 or 20 minutes before class. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking at that. I'm so excited. It's gonna take me a while to finish it. There are 6 classes, so it goes until the end of August, but at the end of August, I should have a quilt in my hands. And I'm very excited. I don't know what the theme of it's gonna be. I'm gonna go into the store hopefully tomorrow and just sort of like feel it out, you know, just see how it goes. So yeah, that is it for plans. If you were just here for cross-stitch stuff, that's really all I got for you. It's been fairly productive, as you can see. And yeah, hopefully I will have like another finish you can look at next week. Not next week, next video. I will actually be filming my next video probably slightly earlier than I normally do, just because I think 3 weeks from now aligns with when I'm going to be gone. Like I'll be camping. So I'll film something. Most likely I'll film something before that. But yeah, that is about it for cross stitch. Now I'm going to be just very briefly talking about things I have read, watched, and played. If you are not interested in that, no worries at all. You are free to go. Just be sure you like this video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, and you'll be getting more of these from me. But yeah, that's about it for me. Okay, so bye everybody who doesn't want to hear about other things. And hello to everyone who wants to hear about things I've been consuming. Not too much to talk about this video, but I did start and finish a new book. Well, it's certainly not a new book. I think it was printed in 1995. New to me. But I had borrowed Mindhunter from a friend of mine. I saw it was on her shelf when I was over there like in May, and I was like, oh my God, please let me borrow this. So I started that while I was camping at the beginning of the month and finished it actually just today. So Mindhunter probably sounds familiar. There was a Netflix show by David Fincher that was based on this book. The book was published in 95, I think, or like the mid 90s. I might have that date wrong. But it is written by an FBI profiler who specifically profiles serial killers and helps police units across the country catch serial killers, spree murderers, stalkers, etc. Anyone who he might be able to provide a handy profile for, he's going to assist. So I really enjoyed the television show. I thought it would be interesting to check out the book, and I would recommend this book if you can stomach obviously pretty heavy and gruesome details. It is not for the faint-hearted. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty tough to read in some parts, but for me, I find it incredibly fascinating. Just their ability to identify the type of person, sometimes even down to the car they're likely to drive, based on their behavior that can be observed in like the crime scenes they come across. So the way that they were able to build these profiles is, they talk about this in the book and they show it in the television show as well. I believe it was in the 70s. They were interviewing killers who were behind bars just to find out their motivations, what they were like find out their history in order to hopefully catch other killers who are still at large earlier. So again, super fascinating. If you are into true crime at all and you can handle these kinds of nasty details, I 100% recommend Mindhunter. It is fascinating. I had a really hard time putting it down, quite honestly. But I feel like I'm able to sort of compartmentalize when I'm reading that sort of thing, so it doesn't affect me, I think, the way it might some others. So that's all to say. Not for the faint of heart, but definitely if you love true crime, if you want to find out more about profiling that the FBI does when trying to catch serial killers. Highly recommend Mindhunter. That is the only book I finished. Watching things, I have not been able to like focus very easily on media right now. I don't know if it's the heat. Like I said, my apartment is like, it's blazing inferno. It's really hot in here all the time, even with the fans going. So I haven't really been watching much other than Flosstube. I have been loving everybody's WIP parades. Thank you so much to anyone who's posted a WIP parade. So much fun. I've been like writing down projects I want to start. So that's been a good time. But to escape the heat last weekend, I did end up going to the theaters and I saw a movie, which I loved. It is called Joyride, and it is so ridiculous. It is like, it's like a female road trip film. It is very raunchy. So if you don't like gross out sex themed humor, avoid this film. But it's really well done. So the film is about 4 friends who end up going to China. One of the women going, she is a lawyer who is trying to get a promotion. She's trying to make partner, and she needs to go talk to a Chinese client. She is Chinese, but she's been adopted by white parents, so she doesn't speak any Chinese language. So she brings her friend along to help as translator, and that friend brings a cousin. There's 4 of them in total. They all go down there, and while they're there, they're like, well, why don't we try and find your mother, like your birth mom, and you can have a better connection to your culture. So while she's there for the business trip, they decide to go off and find her mom as well. And all types of insanity ensues. It is completely ridiculous. It is gross and really funny. But I will say the kind of raunchiness is really well balanced with characters who are really well thought out. And there's like a lot of heart in the film too. Like, you feel emotionally connected to what's happening. It's not just like a shallow, gross out kind of thing. So for that, I would highly recommend Joyride. I really, really liked it. There were a lot of unexpected things in there. It's a really great character film. Like, the 4 characters are they're well acted, and they're very, how should I say, like fully formed in what they are, you know? They're 4 very unique personalities. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But if you're looking for something fun, something funny, it's like a quick, nice hour-and-a-half comedy. I don't know what happened with comedies. When did we decide that 2 hours should be the normal amount of time for a comedy? It's too long for most of them. Hour and a half, perfect. 90 minutes is all you need for a good comedy. It's like, I think it started, well, I don't know if it started, but Judd Apatow's movies are all 2 hours. I used to really like them, but every time I watch them now, I'm just like so annoyed with just the like run-on jokes. It's just like, just write a tighter scene. Like, I don't want to watch this for 2 hours. 90 minutes. So Joyride, 90 minutes. It's a lot of fun. Great characters, super ridiculous. I loved it. And what have I been playing? I really haven't been playing very much. It's hard for me to sit still on the couch and play a game because I usually get overexcited when I play video games. Heats me up a bit too much. So I'm mostly just focusing on cross-stitch, but when I have been playing games, I'm still hooked on Diablo. It's so much fun. I'm way loving the second character I've built more than the first one. I played a druid at first, and the druid's like really cool, but it's super underpowered. Like, I felt like I was doing no damage to people. Now I'm a necromancer, and it is awesome. I can make my own friends, just raising the dead, and they hang out with me, and we have exciting times on the road where they beat people up for me, and I just stand back and watch and look really cool. But yeah, I've just been playing that with friends at work. And yeah, that's about it. Coming in at 40 minutes. Who am I? This is like 5 minutes shorter than my shortest video. look at me. Anyway, that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. If you made it this far, why don't you throw an emoji down in the comments? Throw down the sun with the sunglasses, because that's how I feel right now. A burning inferno with just super sick shades on. Yeah, throw down the smiley sun with sunglasses in the comments. If you're working on any of the projects I am, tell me about it. How are you liking it? Do you like my projects? Do you absolutely hate them? If you hate them, like, you could keep that to yourself, but I guess if you wanted to comment, you could tell me. Anyway, this is a long ramble, but that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all in about 3 weeks' time. Hope you have a good one. Bye!